All right, YouTube. I'm going to wait for the green circle, and then we are going to go. Okay, let's go. Okay, today. Yesterday was last week was a very big dude. Shout out Newland on TikTok at the 2-minute mark. Yesterday was a very big day. Last week, excuse me. That was the DPS tier list. That was a 14 Warframe tier list. That was pretty good. That was a huge one in terms of viewership. That was probably one of my most viewed streams ever. So absolute shout out to everyone on YouTube for that. Stay tuned. We're going to get right into it. This one is 17 Warframes, but a lot of them will be a lot more simple to talk about. Before we go into anything, this first section, I'm shooting for about 20. The last one was 20, so I'm going to try and speed it up, but I think we're just going to get right into it. Number one on the list, the best... I guess I haven't even said what we're talking about. We're talking about buff frames and support frames. So the idea of a buff frame is like... my whole idea is like the reason I use Roar over Mirage's damage ability, which is Eclipse, is because Roar is something that you can just cast when you're near your teammate, and then they'll just have it for that whole duration. You don't have to worry about being near them. It's the same with like Chroma's buff. Like you're never going to get Chroma's buff because he's always running around. Everyone should be always running around. Shout out Shadow Grizz at the 3-minute mark saying I got the MR11. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, buff and support frames are all about just like giving your team as much power or healing or whatever. You know, for a couple of these, like Harrow's going to be invincibility and then crit chance. So there's a couple really cool ones in here, but let's just get right into it. Number one on the list. I'm sure you guys were expecting it. I already had one comment on the tank tier list where the dude was like, Wisp is so overrated. So I'm putting Wisp as the best support and buff frame because she is a triple buff. You're getting speed, fire rate. You're getting health regen over 100. If you're doing the build right, you should have over 100 health regen. And then, of course, you're rocking Roar. So that's a triple buff right there. That's pretty much the only thing you need to talk about. Obviously, when you are using Wisp, you have enough healing where you shouldn't really need to worry about dying because you have Arcane Guardian, which makes her a tank because you also have the open Arcane slot for Avenger. So anytime you see tank, the basic gist is that frame should have Arcane Avenger, unless there's a little asterisk. Like Citrine has an asterisk on her tank tag. So I think we should just pretty much get right into it. So Wisp, number one on the list, triple buff, absolute classic. We'll try and not use that as much, but you know what I am. Number two on the list, Harrow, a double buff. So the double buff you're getting is going to be infinite energy from all your kills, and then also you're going to get fire rate and healing. So that's also going to give him that healing category as well. He's going to get armor strip because you're going to put on pillage for his shields. You're just going to spam that constantly. You don't really need to... your other abilities are more just like duration based abilities. So you have the infinite energy, so you can literally spam your abilities as much as you want. But yeah, I think really what Harrow is so good about is like he has this insane fourth ability. It's so cool. You just fucking and then like everybody's invincible, and you get this really long duration, and it's like maybe 10 seconds of invincibility, and then you get like guaranteed red crits. You should be getting guaranteed red crits no matter what on pretty much everything. So it's pretty absurd. He's gonna get the armor strip from pillage, so he's just an absolute win. But we're going to move on to number 3 on the list, Styanax. It's good to see Styanax really high on this list. He's a tank because he has Overguard from his 4th ability, the Augment, so that's going to be really insane if you just spam that. But that's the thing is like, he also has the asterisk on the he also has the asterisk on the active CC because you're really, your Javelin is a little bit more close range. It's more about grouping up enemies so you can save ammo. It's not like a true active CC. But yeah, I mean, the thing is like he's pretty strong. You get the buff that he gets is his base crit chance buff that he gets from having shields. So the whole gimmick is like, as long as you have Overguard, your shields will never get depleted. So you will have pillage. So, I didn't even put armor strip on here. Here we go. We got to do this. Active change right now. I think it's this. Yeah, there you go. And then I just got to go here and make it bigger. There you go. Oh, that's not right. There you go. Okay. Yeah, he has pillage. That's how he gets his shields. He has pillage. What am I talking about? I'm being dumb, folks. I'm being dumb. So yeah, he has pillage. That's where he gets his armor strip. Shout out Ollie for following at the 5-minute mark. Shout out. But yeah, he's fun. He's really, really cool, but he kind of is forced to spam 4 and spam his javelin and also spam pillage. So it's a lot of doing shit. There's a lot of shit to do. And you end up not really being able to do what a buff frame does, but he's still really good. He's just like a little bit different. He's very variable. He does a lot of shit. How's Garuda a tank? What do you mean how's Garuda a tank? Doesn't she have like, you just put triple Umbra on her? I mean, I thought that was obvious. I mean, I thought I was crazy, but no, Garuda gets really good numbers with triple Umbra. Because, I mean, you heal in your operator for 5 seconds, or like what? 2 ticks of the healing, and then you're at full health. Anyway, number 4 on the list, Citrine. Active CC and tank with an asterisk, because she does have both a damage reduction ability, and with the build, she does also have Arcane Guardian. So it sucks a little bit, but like, dude, she's so strong. I mean, obviously the fun part is like the reason that she's a buff is because she has her third ability, which is this ring buff. So I just go max range. I get decent amount of power strength out of it. Matt Elkin says love Citrine, mating her right now. I do think that Citrine's status chance and status duration buff is insanely strong. Michael says, what are we talking about? We're talking about Citrine. Darkwing 909 is talking about why Garuda is a tank, and I mean, Triple Umbra tank is the most classic Garuda build in the books. But yeah, that's Citrine. I subsumed her 4 for an active CC because I just felt that it's more valuable. It's really just you have a lot of status chance. That little thingy, the crystal thing, is gonna spew more status around, so it's gonna have a huge range. It's gonna be pretty criminal. But we're going to also just move on. I mean, she's fun. You'll see it maybe. Yeah, she's number 4, so we'll play her. Number 5 on the list, I wanted to put Grendel up here. I kind of moved stuff around because I felt that Rhino didn't really deserve to be in the top 5 as much as someone like Grendel, because Grendel is a triple buff with infinite energy and, of course, the king of all tanks as long as you have enemies in your belly. Yeah, Matt Elkin says prismatic gem. Thanks, Matt. Shout out Matt in the TikTok chat. Triple buff. Here we go. Viral damage from roar, and infinite energy from his 2. So you get 2 buffs from his 2, and then of course you're just slotting in roar because you're gonna get a lot of power strength. You're gonna get a lot of duration. That's just always the build with a buff frame, is just max out power strength, max out duration. Too easy. He's so much fun though. I love doing him for Netracels. Like his build for a Netracel is so much fun. You're just as long as you have your Zenurik bubble active, you're just cruising and bruising. Oh my god, 600 likes at the 8-minute mark on TikTok. Also, we're at number 5, and I've only talked about 5 Warframes. So, or excuse me, we're at 708, and I've only talked about 5 Warframes. Here we go. So that's Grendel, number 5. I mean, triple buff is the main thing to talk about, but they're all really good buffs. He just does a fuck ton of damage. And of course, with the tank, he has Arcane Avenger, obviously. Okay. Saryn with the double buff. I'm mainly going to talk about her buffs, which is just toxin damage and roar. And then, of course, she is just the queen of DPS. Just map wiping like it's nothing. It's so criminal how strong Saryn is. Like, she's so easy. Like, even with really low range, you're just like a fucking, it's like there's no gameplay. Like, you're just running around like crazy. But yeah, that's the main thing to talk about, is just you get a lot of damage with your weapons so that you can just spread your spores infinitely, and then you pretty much clear them out instantly. What type of Laden build is your favorite? Dude, my Laden build, I don't know if I have, I think it is just getting the 20,000. Maybe I should look at that, but yeah, I don't really use the Laden as much as I should. I don't know. It's just in the rotation for pistols, but I haven't used it in a really long time. Number 7 on the list is Rhino, and the reason that I took him out of the top 5 is because all he is just a really high power strength roar buff. Like, he's just 200% damage. That's it. 200. That's it. Damage to abilities, damage to everything. And what does that really mean is like you're kind of just clearing shit out. Like I use it on Archons. It's pretty straightforward. It's not like these one shot like fucking Zada's Whisper, you know, all the these builds. It's pretty similar, but it's not exactly the same. What I really just want to say is a really strong roar buff is pretty valuable as long as you have the true Rhino tank setup, which is like using max shield plus parasitic armor to get like 9,000 armor and then just stacking, and then you get like 500k armor easily. So that's the main build. Number 8 on the list, Mesa with the double buff, weapon damage from her 2 and roar as a replacement for her 1. So obviously she's going to be the exalted DPS that I'm going to be talking about right now. Like what you're really talking about is you're running around buffing your squad. Her second ability is pretty weird, but you know, it's kind of cool. You still like it. It's not like super crazy, but the main thing is just it's a lot of duration based abilities to keep active, so it ends up being a little rough. I could also put tank on here, but she's not really a tank because she doesn't have Arcane Avenger, but you know, she is kind of a tank because it means she doesn't need Arcane Guardian so that she can use Arcane Energize. So you get a fuck ton of energy, you're just spamming all your abilities. You need to really spam, but it's pretty good. Oberon at number 9. I feel bad putting him so low, but I kind of have to. He's just putting roar on a heal frame. That's it. He also has armor strip, which I am forgetting as I am making this video. But that's why you do it live, folks, because, you know, you try to move a little bit quicker is all I'm saying. Armor strip from his 4 is a little bit weird. You got to cast your carpet, which is your 2, and then cast your 4. So the main thing is you're just going to have roar at pretty high power strength. You're just going to have a pretty good heal. Over 100 is, once again, all you really need. And then once you have that, you're pretty much chilling. So I would say he's a little bit on the boring side, but that's why he's at number 9. Honestly, a pretty good spot. He's still in the top 10, but definitely not insane. Number 10 on the list is Kullervo. Once again, he's in a way different spot now because as a buff frame, I mean, he just has he has guaranteed red crits on all melee weapons. But also it's just because like I have to compare the buffs, not really necessarily the rest. As a DPS frame, Kullervo is insane. As a tank, Kullervo is really, really strong. But, you know, his buff is just, I mean, it's essential. And the fact that it's a helmet, right? I mean, it's a helmet. So what does that mean? I mean, guaranteed red crits on all frames. I mean, is that what we're all saying, folks? Like, in your frame, who's your favorite frame? I would definitely say going with a duration-based CC, someone like Vauban or Zephyr would be my easy choice. Just because like duration-based CC has a way of like trivializing the entire game where you can pretty much use any weapon, you can survive solo doing anything. But yeah, Kullervo as a buff frame, you know, his 3 will nuke everything. He's super, super strong, but you know, his buff is a game changer, but you know, that's just one part of his total kit. You know, I feel weird putting him this low now, but come on, folks. Wisp is up here. We've got some other ones that are pretty interesting. Next up on the list is Mirage. I counted the double buff. Yeah, Mag is number 1. Mag is really, really good now because pull is actually good. Pull actually works. And with Mag, if you have max range, you get like 70 meters, 90 meters. Mirage, double buff, you're getting a bunch of multi-shot from your clones and you're getting roar, and people are like, oh my god, you subsumed Mirage's insane damage ability so that you could just put roar on it. It's like, yeah, I did. I mean, why did I do it? Well, I mean, Nightmare Frame was like, oh, it buffs her 4, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good, but I always just use it for the exact same reason. It's good to buff your squad. That's all I'm saying. It's good to buff your squad. It's good to give them a free buff that it's like, as long as they're near you for in that perfect moment, you can snag 2, 3, you can snag your whole squad, and then you're just buff. You're just like, it's like a fucking anime moment. It's like the fucking comeback moment right there. That's how you do it in this game. You just drop it on them, and then they're like, oh shit, this is where we go big boy mode. Like, and then of course Mirage is just going to delete everything with the buffs because having the clones is just criminal, folks. I mean, you guys know it. You know how this game works. Mirage is criminal. And it's weird to put her this low, but I mean, she is just a weapon king. You do just kind of run around shooting all your weapons. I'm missing a bunch of shit. What emoji is that? I can't even. Is that a moose? Moose says, "What's a good starting weapon?" I would say go for kit guns. They're gonna rework Fortuna soon, so kit guns will be easier. Matt says, "I have a Hildren with Gloom in the 4, and she is very tanky, dude." I mean, Gloom is pretty good. I love Gloom. What character is that? I can't see well. That's Gauss. That's Gauss with the Kresnik skin. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on the screen right now. And then Itzabel 666. That was Anthony who said, what character is that? Itzabel 666 says, I need Arcane Energize for Mirage. Yeah, she's an energy hog. Yeah, my build is pretty savage. I put DPS with a little asterisk because it's, you know, it's more just like weapon snagging and then the little bubble, the ball above your head that kills everything. But that lasts 6 seconds, so it's kind of like a one-shot map wipe, so you have to use it very effectively. So that's pretty much it. Now we talk about Gauss. Look at that, perfect timing. Tank with an asterisk. It's only tank against certain damage types, which is a little bit weird. My favorite is Atlas. My Atlas build is fucked. My Atlas build is so weird. Number 12 on the list, Gauss. Ooh, pretty low on the list. What is Gauss good for, folks? Drop it in the chat right now. He is fast. Yeah, Isabel says Gauss is perfection. Absolutely. But he is number 12 on the list. Gauss is going to give you a fuck ton of fire rate. And so the obvious choice with Gauss is going to be to slot in energized munitions, which is going to be at about, I don't know, 12, 14 seconds of basically massively reduced ammo cost. So suddenly my Acarius with 8 shots is going to give me triple the shots, essentially. Not exactly perfect, but for the most part, that's how it maths out. Gauss is savage, but that's the whole thing is like, Gauss is very, I got to build up before I can go crazy. You get a 90-second red line, but 30 seconds of that is spent getting red line to 100%, because when red line is below 100%, every time you get shot, your entire gauge is going to get depleted because you're at such high level that your gauge can't keep up. So you need to be at 100 for it to work properly. And then once it's at 100, I mean, you're home free. You're cruising, dude. I mean, that is fire. That shit is good. But yeah, it's a little bit intensive. It's not as good as Wisp, giving you 2 little circles on the map where you just run over and then you have like 50 seconds of unable to die and also infinite fire rate. Like, it's pretty absurd. But yes, number 13 on the list. We're going to move on from Gauss and talk about Chroma. Chroma, number 13, just a tank, just a fuck ton of damage, essentially unkillable, but also very hard to do. If you forget to recast your 3, you're fucked. That's just it. Game over. Get fucked. And so because of that, I end up putting him low on every list because he's just a little intensive. He's got a new skin. It looks cool, but it's still like whatever. I've been using the same build for a long time, but Itzabel says, do you think the Inaros rework will be good? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to change my build at all because for me, Inaros is the same build as Atlas, and I can get into that once I finish this tier list. But yeah, Inaros is just a max range Coil Horizon build. It's pretty lazy, but that's what happens if a frame is a little bit boring. Chroma, there you go. A ton of damage, pretty much able to kill anything, but also keep your buff active or else you're going to die. Number 14 on the list, Protea. Here's the gimmick, folks. You get 100% power strength if you cast it on your 4th ability. So you save that 4th ability for what? Can you guess? Roar. That's why she's a single buff. DPS with a little asterisk because her 2nd ability is a pretty good DPS ability, but it is one of those that you just have to fucking spam. Like, you're just like, boop, 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 just throwing up like all these little drones, and it works pretty well, but it's not necessarily as effective as just running around and shooting shit with a meta weapon. Like, shit like that is why she gets a little asterisk on the DPS, because like it's more fun to just like have infinite energy and infinite health and then be able to always have max shields and then pretty much just cast your blazing artillery a few times, but mostly just run around with your guns. Like, if you're ever worried about too many enemies, cast fucking 5 blazing artillery, get the bonus damage on one of them, and then you'll pretty much kill everything. So keep that in mind, folks. You'll get a fuck ton of fire damage, which is always useful. But let's keep moving. We are at number 15 on the list. It's 720 right now, so we're doing pretty good. Number 15 is Garuda with a double buff. And why is she a double buff, Fuff? What did I just say? Why is she a double buff, folks? You've got Roar, of course, obviously as a buff, and then you've also got the base buff giving you just 100% damage. It's even if it's just on your weapons, you're pretty much only going to be using your weapons, so keep that in mind. Number 15 on the list, Garuda, what you're really talking about is just unable to die. Heal from your operator for like 1 or 2 seconds and you'll be fine. Her fourth ability is pretty cool. It's not super effective as a DPS. That's why I don't even put it as a DPS. It doesn't really count. Dude, Itzabel sending 4 roses. Shout out Itzabel. But yeah, that's Garuda. 2 buffs. Really strong. We're moving on though. Pretty simple for Garuda. Number 16 on the list is Gyre. And what is the buff? Of course, it's free crit chance. Who doesn't love free crit chance? And also like energy regen or something, I think. And then you as long as you're getting kills, which is goofy as fuck, as long as you're getting kills, like come on, man. As long as you're getting kills, you're pretty much fine. That's Gyre. You're just getting free crit chance. You have Coil Horizon at really low range, so it's not super effective. You get the lightning damage bonus. It's not really good in a lot of cases. It gives you energy from Archon Stretch, if I remember. That might be right, that might not. I'm not sure how I built it. We'll have to take a look. But yeah, I mean, active CC with an asterisk, and that's pretty much it. You get free crit chance and I guess energy regen. That's kind of cool, but it's not infinite energy. It's just energy regen. What's your secret to getting a lot of credits? God, I don't even know anymore. I don't know the last time that I ever had to worry about credits. God damn. I mean, I feel like once you get into high level, like doing the sortie every day, like doing Archon hunts, that type of shit will give you a lot of credits. Doing Railjack gives you a lot of credits. I did a fuck ton of Railjack, I think. But yeah, number 16, let's just finish it out. Number 17 on the list, Trinity, the bottom of the list as a buff and a support because her heal is kind of lame. It costs a lot of energy. It's the only thing that's going to keep me alive in this game. But what you're really talking about is like, she's kind of a tank. You do have Arcane Avenger. She's not really a tank. Your whole goal is to survive off of a meta weapon and don't really use Trinity unless you're actually in like a support situation where you can actually just buff your squad, give them 75% damage reduction, and then take advantage of that and get access to Arcane Avenger with Arcane Grace, and then you'll pretty much just clear out anything in the way. But yeah, that's it, folks. That was the tier list. That's 22 minutes. 22 minutes is pretty good, a little bit slow, but I'm doing better. But I'm going to try and be way quicker about the actual builds because a lot of these buff builds are way more straightforward. So we're going to start with number 1 on the list. This is Wisp. Wisp is somewhere. There's Wisp. Wisp, guess what? 4 red Archon shards for strength. 2 of them are Tau Forged. And an energy Archon shard, which is the yellow one. And of course, second ability is Subsumed for Roar. Classic choice. Here we go. As a buff, she's got pretty low duration, only 128, so I don't have any other duration mods. But of course, 383 is the big thing to note on the strength. All I have is growing power as an extra buff. Fused Reservoir is just going to bring all my reservoirs together. I hope you can understand the build. Cast your 1, you'll get the Fused Reservoir, you cast all 3. Keep your keep your Roar active, and then you do have Breach Surge because that is Wisp's ability, so that's a really nice pacification and also CC ability. So let's talk about the stats. So you're going to get about, I don't know, we'll just talk about the stats before growing power. So, you know, over 100 on the heal is pretty much all you need, and the fire rate and speed or whatever, it doesn't matter at a certain point. It's just overkill. Like past a certain point, it's like, fuck off. I don't care if it's faster. Second ability, Roar. 114 once again. You're going to get like maybe 120 after growing power, so it's pretty savage. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to talk about. The other ability that's really nice at base range is whatever, but it pretty much means like if you're ever scared, cast 3 and then everything dies. Obviously because you have a fuck ton of damage. Obviously you also have Arcane Guardian and Arcane Avenger, so you've got a lot of damage bonuses. You've got a lot of buffs for your team. You're going to drop 2 markers where the little motes are, so keep that in mind. But yeah, like the stats are insane, but Wisp is very simple. You can see that these are going to be very fast reviews. Number 2 on the list is Harrow. Gotta love Harrow. We've got 2 reds for duration and 2 blues for shield capacity. You're going to get a fuck ton of overshields. Like, you're going to get a lot of overshields. His normal shield ability is replaced with Pillage because that's also going to give you... Ooh! Oh my god! 50% armor strip. That's pretty nice. I like that. You can see the stats. Let's just look at the mods for a second. So we're rocking 199 on the duration and 192 on the strength. Those are some clean numbers. I love it. Gotta love it. You're going to notice Prime Redirection. That is a new mod. That's a new mod from Barrow. Stay tuned for more. That's a really fun mod to just have now permanently. Arcane Aegis is a must for shield frames. Arcane Grace is also nice just because he's going to be a little bit squishy at times. I will say the heal is pretty decent, but there are definitely situations where you're going to panic a little bit. Are Archon Crystals farmable, or is it once per reset? No, it's pretty much just once a week. But now there's Archon Hunts and also Netracells, so it's good to get a couple. For me, that's the only thing I do in Warframe now is Archon Hunt and Netracells. I still have to do that. I'm slacking a little bit. But yeah, let's talk about the build. You've seen all the mods. Let's talk about it. Pillage at 50% armor strip is pretty good. It's really low range, but whatever. I don't care. Penance, you're going to get absurd fire rate and reload speed. And you're going to get basically max duration almost instantly. You basically don't need shields for it. Thurible, get to at least 30 energy per kill. That's going to give you infinite energy guaranteed. And of course, Covenant is the masterful, perfect ability. You're going to be invincible for almost 12 seconds. And then you're going to get red crits for 24, almost 24. So that's pretty good. That's the main thing to talk about. Harrow is very straightforward. Growing power is a must. It's pretty much what I'm going to use on every build. Let's talk about number 3 on the list, Styanax. Look at him. The top of the normal Warframes. Oh, all I have, 1 energy shard. That's it. Let's get into it. Here we go. His normal armor strip ability is replaced with, guess what? Pillage, of course. We're rocking a very mixed stats because he's a very hybrid build. We've got 55 on the duration, 45 range, 94 strength, and of course, a little bit of efficiency from Boreal's Hatred. Boreal's Hatred is going to give you shields and also efficiency. That's the really fun one. You're going to notice on the Arcanes, we've got a weird one. We've got Molt Augmented and Arcane Avenger. Obviously, Avenger is the crit chance one, and this one is going to give you a bunch of power strength. Up to 250 times. So you have to get 250 kills to max it out. So he's meant for a duration-based mission. He's meant to survive for a long time. That's when he's served best. You get the mods for a little bit longer. The basic gist, spam your 2 and your 1. Those are going to kind of pacify enemies and strip their armor. Your 3 is a pretty nice shield and also energy buff. But the main thing is your 2 is going to keep your shields topped off to give you a nice crit chance buff. And then, of course, the 4 is going to have Intrepid Stand, which we're going to get into right now. Let's talk about it. First, we're going to talk about the 4. You're going to get a ton of Overguard. This is going to be very, very useful. That's going to make him a tank. His 3, the numbers don't really matter. It's just the Overguard that matters. Go as high as you can. You're going to do a lot of damage, but it's a little bit more concentrated. It's not like a true map wipe ability. It is more of like a get your buff ability. So here we go. His 3rd ability, a lot of energy or a little bit of energy. It's a little bit hard to tell sometimes, but that's pretty much it, is you get free energy. His 2nd ability at 48% drain is obviously insanely the thing that you need. It's exactly what you're looking for. Like, it's a weird way to phrase it, but come on, folks, get into it. At 11 range, it doesn't really matter. And of course, 21 range on the explosion of his javelin, which is a really, really nice active CC ability. So absolutely keep that in mind. But let's just keep on moving. I think we're just cruising. Like I said, spamming the abilities often. You're really doing, keep your 3 active, spam 2, spam 1, spam 4 if you're levered low. Keep an eye on the Overguard. You have to keep an eye on that like all the time. It's very, very rough. It's a little bit stressful. That's number 3 on the list. Styanax. Number 4 on the list is Citrine. Citrine's very fun. I love the Citrine stands. We've got Energy Shard, of course, and her 4th is Subsumed for Coil Horizon at almost max range, I think. 250, almost max range. Okay, let's talk about it. Basically, her 3 is her main money maker. You're getting a ton of status chance and a ton of status duration. It's exactly what you need. Her 2 is going to give you some survivability. It's not super useful in the end. You need a lot more of it than you need. So of course I have Guardian and Grace, so it's not really a tank. But her 1 is also going to give you something that's really nice. You're going to get, I think, free health regen. You have to pick up energy or health orbs to get it. But yeah, you're going to get a ton of health and energy orbs. It's really, really useful. It's really, really fun. As you can see, we've got 250 range. We've got 155 duration. We've got 30% efficiency, which is pretty fun. And we're getting positive strength, which is really important with these builds. So positive strength is going to be essential for her 3, which is only giving you about 119 status chance, but that's still pretty nice. That's literally 2 bonus 60/60 mods for free. 60/60s just slapped on there. You know, way too easy. You're getting a decent amount of status duration. It's pretty nice, but that scales off a duration, which is also really fun. It's a very much a hybrid build. Coil Horizon is really nice. 30 meters is the main thing. That's a decent vortex. It's pretty useful. You gotta love it. But of course, here we go. Preserving Shell. That's what I say. It's not super great as a defense ability. It suffers a little bit. I always find myself in dangerous situations. I haven't played it in a long time, but that's what I remember. And of course, her 1. The whole point is you get a bunch of health and energy orbs, and the idea is like the more health orbs you eat, the more free health regen you get. So it's pretty nice. You're going to actually have a lot of survivability, but it takes a long time to build up. So there's a lot of back and forth when playing her. So the main thing is keep your prismatic gem active. It's really, really nice. But yes, that's Citrine, number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the list is Grendel. Grendel the man with only a blue Archon shard for energy and an energy shard. Let's get into it. His garbage 4 is replaced with Roar. Let's do it. Here we go. Double Umbra as a classic. But yeah, I mean, look at that. All you have is double Umbra. You're not getting a lot of armor, but we'll talk about that with his first ability. You're going to get a lot of armor from that. You've got some nice stats. You've got 167 on the duration and 250 on the strength. So it's kind of a lot of numbers to go off of, and it's going to make it pretty straightforward. I gotta say, folks, like, it's gonna be pretty fun. I don't think you need to really worry about it too much. The main thing you're talking about is buffing your Roar and buffing your Nourish, which is your second ability. So as you can see, Nearest Hatred is gonna give you bonus duration. You've got Augur Message. You got all the classic duration mods. Of course, Transient Fortitude is gonna take that away a little bit. But yeah, let's just talk about it. Main ability is Nourish. You're going to get 3.5 bonus energy, which is a lot of bonus energy. 3.5 times. So multiply whatever energy regen, whatever energy from energy orbs by 3.5. So it's a lot. So that's one thing. That's actually 2 because you also get bonus viral damage on all your hits. Way too much fun. Way too good. Kind of essential. And then, of course, Roar is going to get pretty good numbers. Not super great, but pretty good. I didn't even mention that he also has Armor Strip. Grendel also has Armor Strip from Pulverize. Instant max Armor Strip. It's a little bit weird. It doesn't work on every enemy, but it works enough. Rhino is number 7. We are close. If you can stick around, we'll be close. And, of course, his 1 is the thing that's going to give you armor. You're going to get 1,200 armor from this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Keep your 1 fully stocked. Keep Nourish active. Keep Roar active. If you're ever scared, strip all the armor and then kill them instantly. Okay. That's Grendel, number 5 on the list. So number 6 is Saryn, and then number 7 is Rhino. So stay tuned. Just a Tarnished Warrior just followed me. So shout out Just a Tarnished Warrior. Shout out Belphegor for saying do Rhino. And of course, Kyle Doss. Archon shards are pretty farmable from Netracell runs and hunts. Yeah. You get a decent number. Number 6 on the list, way at the top, Saryn. Here we go. 1 Archon shard for armor and 1 energy shard. Her second ability is replaced with Roar. Let's get into it. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a triple Umbra build. The main thing is you're rocking only 128 on the duration, but you've got 270 on the strength. So quite a lot of strength. 45 on the range, pretty essential. You're also getting growing power. You're also being a tank, so you get Arcane Grace and Arcane Adventure. Top 5 real quick. Number 1, Wisp. Number 2, Harrow. Number 3, Styanax. Number 4, Citrine. And number 5, Grendel. And this is number 6, Saryn. You're getting a double buff from Roar and Toxic Lash. You've seen the mods for long enough. Let's get into it. There's Roar. Essential at 80%. That's a lot of strength. Toxic Lash is also 80%. That's a lot of damage. Spores is going to be the money maker. How to change your abilities. That is Helminth, and that's something you get from Demos. So these spores are going to spread like crazy. They're so good. But of course, Miasma is also going to be the money maker to just map wipe Just deleting everything. Zyno, this list is the best buff and support Warframe. So what I've done is I've basically come up with a list. If you go and watch on my YouTube, you can see the VOD. It'll be up as soon as I finish this stream. Number 6 on the list is Saryn. I do want to get into the number 7 slot, which is Rhino. But yeah, you can watch the VOD. I went through the whole list. So we're talking about the best buff and support Warframes. Any tips for Volt? Volt is a couple different builds. You can either do a nuke build or you can do a speed build. The speed build I only really use for capture missions. But yes, Rhino. The main thing with Rhino is you're rocking as much strength as you can get, so you can do parasitic armor and also roar. You're going to hope for about 500,000 overguard. That should be your metric. If you get anything lower than that, then you're a fucking worthless chump. That's all I can say, folks. Prime redirection is essential for that. Max strength is coming from blind rage, all that shit. Here we go. Parasitic armor 350. It's going to get a little bit higher. You're also rocking Molt Vigor, which is a really fun one. You're going to get that from casting your operator ability. In Saryn, can I use Gloom instead of Roar? Yeah, use whatever you want, dude. All I'm saying is take advantage of the buff if you want to. But yeah, the buff, getting toxic damage is pretty good just right off the bat. That was Rhino who said that. I think the main thing is she can delete everything. I think people really love Gloom. I think Gloom is a really, really good ability. But yes, the main thing is Roar is going to get over 200%, which is probably the most absurd damage that you can see just right off the bat. And the fact that you can just give it to your teammates so easily is just essential. I think the main thing, Rhino, is like, my build is always like, I have a specific way of playing, and I don't think a lot of people play this way. And because of that, I want you to feel like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, this game is all about do whatever you want. I didn't even talk about his other abilities, and I also didn't talk about the Archon charge. We'll talk about that in a second. Parasitic armor, a lot of strength. Roar, over 200%. And then, of course, it's the Rhino charge plus the Iron Skin combo from Ironclad charge. You're going to get a bunch of free armor from that, which is just absurdly strong. And then, of course, 5 Tau Forged Archon shards, double shield capacity, double ability strength, and, of course, bonus energy. So, really savage. Shout out Rhino for following. Let's talk about number 8 on the list, Mesa. We are at 737. We're going a little slow. Don't really like it. Let's get right into it with Mesa. Here we go. 4 red Archon shards, 2 of them Tau Forged ability strength, 2 of them duration. I've subsumed her 1 for roar, and let's get right into it. Here we go. We've got a lot of strength and a lot of duration, and that's it. We've got 163 on the duration, 264 on the strength, and that's because you've got 3 buffs and an exalted weapon to talk about. I've already done a Mesa build, but I will do it again. But what you're really talking about is the buffs are criminal. You've got as much energy as you can get from Arcane Energize and, of course, Prime Flow. And then, of course, Mesa's Waltz is essential. You have to have this on Mesa. You have to. I refuse to let anybody not have this. Not having it sucks ass. That's all I got to say, folks. Okay, here we go. Nice voice crack. Let's get right into it. Shatter Shield, 95% damage reduction. Really, really nice. And then you've got Shooting Gallery and you've got Roar. Shooting Gallery is a pretty low amount of damage, but of course it's nice to have it. And then the nice one is also Roar at about 80, maybe 85, maybe 87, something like that. Let's keep it moving. That's the basic gist of it. You've got a double buff. And then, of course, your Peacemaker, which we are going to talk about right now. Peacemaker, the main thing is it's just a pistol build, so you're going to take advantage of primed heated charge for 165% heat. You're going to max that out. You're going to need to max that out because that means you're going to get 590 heat and 420 on the viral. Of course, 75% crit chance is going to come from Creeping Bullseye. You're going to slow down to about 20 on the fire rate, which is still pretty absurd. So you just love it. It's one of the best exalted weapons in the game. It'll always be so much fun. That is number 8 on the list, Mesa. Let's talk about number 9 on the list, Oberon. We got to keep it moving at full speed. We've got 4 red Archon shards. Guess what? 2 ability strength, 2 more ability strength. I've subsumed his 1 for roar. And let's get right into it. That he is a single buff. He is pretty tanky. You've got Arcane Energize, you've got Rage, which is a fun choice. You don't see that a lot. He is a triple umber tank. The thing is, with 155% duration, 45% range, and the big one is 242% strength, you need a lot of strength so that you have enough heal per second, and also so that you can cast a nice roar. And the other thing to get into, which we will talk about right now with the abilities, is his second ability and his third ability, which is going to give you 484 on the armor, which is going to put you over 1,000 armor and going to give you that nice, juicy defense. That's what you really need. The main thing is you've got roar to keep you clearing everything out, and then if you're ever scared, you spam a bunch of hallowed ground, and then you cast 4, which is going to completely strip all their armor. 100% armor strip is pretty nice. So that's pretty much it. That's all for him. He's a triple Umbra tank. He's a classic. You get Arcane Avenger. But yeah, that's number 9 on the list, Oberon. Let's talk about number 10 on the list, Kullervo. Here we go. Kullervo. Nothing. No abilities changed. He is perfect. He is the best frame I've played in a while. Double Umbra. Just a classic. The main gist of it is like all you really need is 180 on the strength, 180 on the duration. You got 25% efficiency, which is really nice, and also 60% range. Here we go. Let's talk about the build. You cast your 2 constantly to get Overguard. Do you get the shards after you finish all the quests? Yeah, you have to finish the new war, and then you'll unlock Archon Hunts, and then you'll also unlock Netracell. So it's all post-new war content. But main thing, spam your 2. That's going to keep shit active. Your 3 is a DPS ability that will clear out entire maps. Your 4 is going to give you free combo duration on your melee weapon. And your 1 is going to give you red crits guaranteed as long as you have about 180 and growing power. Here we go. There's the number, 358. That's what you're shooting for. Recompense. Overguard cap is going to be about 25,000 after everything. It's a little bit iffy, but it's super nice. It's exactly what you want. And of course, Collective Curse, 90% damage redirection. It's going to get to probably about 95, 96. So everything's going to die as long as growing power is active. And then, of course, his 4 is going to give you free combo duration. That's pretty much all you need to know. Keep the 3 active. As long as you have Overguard, you can spam everything else pretty easily. So that's all you need to know, folks. That's Kullervo, number 10 on the list. I'm trying to speed it up a little bit. Number 11 on the list is Mirage. Mirage is insanely fun. You are going to get a fuck ton of multi-shot and also a lot of damage from Roar. Here we go. Let's talk about it. As your Archon Shard, you're going to get double energy and double health. She is squishy. I also have a Tau Forged energy shard, which is pretty essential. Her damage ability is actually subsumed for Roar, which might be a little sacrilegious, but I know that you guys can get down for it. Prism Guard is going to be a fun choice. I just finished redoing her build, which is a little bit sad, but it's good to see. I love it still. Let's talk about it, though. So the gist of it is you've got 247 strength. You've got 152% duration. So it's kind of everything you need in a decent build. You've got Transient Fortitude kind of lowering the duration a little bit. But the main thing is Prism Guard is going to make the ball. Oh, Jesus. I just shook my whole desk. It's going to make it hover above my head and kill everything around me instantly. So it's really, really strong. But the main thing is you need to have Roar and you need to have Hollow Mirrors active at all times. Hollow Mirrors is 37 seconds. Roar is 45, so it's a little annoying. And I'm never going to cast Sleight of Hand, never. So, I mean, you can't have 2 damage abilities, so you have to subsume her damage ability, but that's okay. So, it's fun. That's the main gist of it is you can spam your weapons or you can cast 4 if you're ever scared, and you can pretty much clear everything out instantly. So, let's keep it on moving. Let's keep it moving on. I'm going to come up to number 12 on the list. Oh, Gauss. The one you saw at the beginning of the list. Yes, that's Gauss. He's a classic. He's so much fun. Like, he's really what I love in new frames. Like, they're so crazy. They're so insane and out of the box. And they're just like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? You've got double Archon shards for health. I've always wanted to do this because he is a little bit squishy. But then, of course, you've got the energy shard. Here we go. Third ability has been replaced with energized munitions, and that's really important. Let's talk about it. The main thing is max out duration. You're getting 321 duration, and that's it. That's all that matters. Sprint boost and rush is really, really awesome to have because it just means you move so fast. Daniel Reyes in the TikTok chat. Shout out Daniel Reyes. We're at 1,000. We're at 1,100 likes on TikTok. This is insane. Love to see it. But yeah, let's get into it. So we have all the duration mods that we can at this point. I think all of them. I'm pretty sure all of them. We've got narrow-minded, all that shit. And that's because Redline scales off of duration, and that's it. So you get 96 seconds and a lot of everything. You just do everything so fast. But it also means that Energized Munitions is going to give you 16 seconds, which is really good. Of course, this is the same duration. And then, of course, Mach Rush is also going to scale off of duration. So you're going to move really, really fast, and that's exactly what you want to see. So that's pretty much all of it for the build. You just want to max out duration, and that's all you need. You're going to be running around like a madman. The big thing with Gauss and the last thing is that you have to spam your 1 if you want to keep your 4 at 100%. It's the best YouTuber. Let's go. What are you showing today? Today we're doing buff and support Warframes. And Daniel, you showed up at number 12. We're at number 13 now, which is Chroma. Yeah, number 12 on the list is Gauss as a buff and support frame. But yeah, Chroma. Really, really crazy. I love the new skin. It's so cool looking. I love the wings as well. I love getting triple wings. Don't you just love triple wings? Here we go. 2 red Archon shards for ability duration. And that's really important for this specific reason. His 1 is subsumed for Empower. But I love the stats. Look at the beautiful stats. We've got 247 duration and we've got 249 strength. So we add 50%. We add 50% strength to that, and then we add growing power on top of that. But the main thing is like you want the perfect balance of strength and duration. So you're rocking narrow-minded and transient fortitude. It's all this really nice balance. Can you do a Baruch Prime build? Yeah, I can do it after I finish all this. Can I send my frame and builds? Yeah, little homie. Go to my TikTok profile and join the Discord and then post all that shit in Discord. Shout out Dawson Frink for following. Shout out Daniel Reyes for saying, did you know there's an Emerald Archon shard? Yeah, I've been thinking about using an Emerald on Saryn and shit like that. But here we go. Let's keep moving. You've seen everything for long enough. Here we go. Rage is really essential because you're going to get shot a lot to keep your shit active. So let's get into it. Vex Armor is going to give you a fuck ton of damage, a lot of damage. Your second ability is set to fire, so it's going to give you health. We got JJ3 following. Shout out JJ3. Empower is going to be essential for both of these, and I never use my 4. Never use my 4. So that's it. Empower is used for the 2 buffs, and that's it. That's all you need. Moving on, let's talk about something else. Excuse me, I got a cough. Yeah, stay tuned, Dawson. That was number 13. We're at number 14 now, which is Protea. Oh, I missed something. Oh, no, I didn't. None of it. She has 0 Archon shards because she doesn't need them. And people wonder why my eyes are watering. It's because I'm fucking coughing. Because I'm talking for 47 minutes straight continuously. I'm doing a 47-minute long video. Jesus, it just destroys me, folks. Anyway, we are at number 14, Protea. Primed Redirection is really fun. Archon Vitality is going to give you that massive heat damage bonus. It is a lot of heat damage bonus. You really, really want Archon Vitality. It's a great choice. It's really, really essential. But yeah, let's get right into it, folks. 75% duration, 81% strength. We've got lower rank mods because I'm a little bit lazy. We could get that a little bit higher. We're maxing out energy with Arcane Energize and Prime Flow, but the big thing is that her third ability, Dispensary, is going to give you free shit. Free shit, folks. Who doesn't love free shit? Here we go. Let's talk about the abilities. The main gimmick is that every 4th ability, which needs to be Roar, is going to get 100% bonus strength. So you're going to get over 100% Roar, which is easy. Does Thermal Sunder get buffed by Redline? I don't know why it would be. Because Redline, it would just mean that you could cast Thermal Sunder for free. Because once Redline is at 100%, then you max it out. Or it just scales off your speed meter. Yeah, but once you hit 100% Redline, then I guess it would be free at that point to cast the fire version, right? Is that the whole gimmick? Anyway, let's talk about the abilities. Roar is going to be low right now, but it's going to be really high later on. Dispensary, 45% extra pickup chances, whatever. Having a nice duration is essential. Blaze Artillery does a fuck ton of damage. It does a lot of damage. It's active for 5 seconds exactly. And then, of course, Grenade Fan for 90 shield per second. A lot. That's a lot of shield per second. Well, it's an okay shield per second. I don't know if it'll keep you alive forever, but you have a lot of survivability. So don't worry about dying. You can keep your shields active. You should be able to delete everything. The main thing is your roar buff is going to be a lot of damage. And you also have Arcane Aegis. So you're going to have shield regen and then more shield regen. So don't worry about dying. Archon Vitality is going to double the heat damage stack, so that's really, really good. So keep that in mind, folks. Gotta love it. That's Protea, number 14 on the list. We're at number 15, Garuda. Hard to see her so low on the list, but she is pretty low. Garuda has double Archon shards for reds for strength and double casting speed Archon shards, which is good for her 4. Let's talk about it. Her second is replaced with Roar. You can heal yourself with your operator. That's all you need. Here we go. Triple Umbra. 1100 armor and 1000 health. That is why she's a tank. 1100 and 1000. That's easy tank numbers. The main thing is you're rocking 55 duration, 234 on the strength, and of course the big one is 25% efficiency, because that's going to give you free energy. That's going to give you the perfect number of free energy. That's exactly what you want. Let's show the mods for a little bit longer, but yeah, adaptation is going to keep you alive. She's a classic tank, so she's got Arcane Avenger. Here we go. Let's do it. Here we go, folks. You've got Dread Mirror. I'm not going to use it. Whatever. Useless to me. Useless. Second ability, Roar. It's going to get to like 76. You're going to get free damage also from your built-in ability, which is your passive. Bloodletting at 53. It's going to get half your energy filled, so you cast it twice, you're at full energy. And then, of course, Seeking Talons. The number is fuzzy. Whose ability is Roar? Oh, that's Rhino. That's an easy one. That's Rhino. Seeking Talons, the numbers are iffy. It's really just as long as there's a slash proc active, you're going to get big numbers. So that's all you really care about is getting the slash proc. It's not really about the damage of the slash proc. So that's number 15 on the list. Number 16 on the list is Gyre. Gyre's a little bit weird. That's why she's so low. I've got one Archon shard for energy, and let's talk about it. So she's got a lot of weird abilities. I've subsumed her first ability for Breach Surge, and that's going to be really important. But yeah, let's talk about it. 75% range is a little bit low. 92 strength is essential, and 55 duration is nice. You're going to really notice that 75% range is too low for Coil Horizon. But what you're really talking about is Daniel Reyes says she's OP as fuck. Yeah. I mean, I think she does work pretty well. What you're really talking about is Archon Stretch is giving you free energy whenever you hit a electricity proc. So you get a lot of energy. So you're actually doing pretty well with our Prime Flow. And then you're also getting free energy from her 3. I think we've waited long enough. Let's talk about the abilities. We've got a tiny amount of energy, but also free crit chance, 95% crit chance. And this is going to last forever. You should never let it go away because it's really easy to keep up. Her 4th ability is going to give you a lot of electric damage, but it doesn't scale very well. It doesn't scale well at all. Where do you farm her? I've used her and I like her. You get her from the Zeramin. You get her from Zeramin Mounties. And of course, Coil Horizon at 21 meters is pretty It's not super great, but it still works okay. It's still not too bad. But let's talk about her 1, which has been replaced with a Breach Surge. The whole point is Breach Surge is going to maximize Rotor Swell, and it's going to function more like a Volt's 4th ability, where it's going to just cascade the damage of Breach Surge and just maximize that shit absolutely infinitely. And it's gorgeous, and I love it, and that's all I want to talk about. And we are at number 17 on the list, the last frame on the list, which is Trinity. We're cruising through here. It's 7:53. We're about on par. We're going to do just 5 Warframes, and that's it, the top 5. Trinity, here we go. Double Tau Forged for energy max and double normal ones for health. She's pretty squishy. You've got Roar in the 3rd slot in place of Link, I think. But let's talk about it, folks. Here we go. 249 strength, 251 duration. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And it's super fun. Here we go. I think you can see the mods are pretty classic. Of course, Transient Fortitude plus Narrow-Minded is a classic combo. Get her Augment, and it changes the way you look at her 4th. Oh, really? Oh, maybe I should look at that. Maybe I need to slot that into the build. Here we go. One more thing. So Roar in the 3rd slot is going to really give you that buff. That's why she's a single buff. And then, of course, the heal is going to come from her 4th ability. Let's talk about it. 75% damage redirection or damage reduction for 25 seconds is pretty low on the duration. It kind of sucks, but the main thing is Roar is going to give you 74%, which is pretty good. But yeah, Energy Vampire gives you free energy, so it's really easy to spam this. You just need to have enough to cast it, so it's kind of a back and forth, but it's pretty essential. That's why you have the Tau Forged for energy. But yeah, that's it. That's number 17 on the list, Trinity. Should we look at the Gyre augment real quick? Oh, let's do the Baruch build for who was that? I forgot who that was already. Baruch, here we go, real quick. Baruch, I hope you're still in chat. Where is he? Here we go. Baruch. 2 red Archon shards for ability strength, 2 blue Archon shards for health, and of course, energy shard. Here we go. There's Dawson. Yeah, here we go. So the main thing is max out strength. That's it. So the secret for Baruch is his 4th, which is a reactive storm. That's the augment you need. You're going to max out ability strength. You're going to actually have negative duration, and you're going to have empower as the replacement for evade. So the main thing is spam lull, keep your 3 active. You're going to get a fuck ton of shots off of this, and it's going to go crazy. So Desolate Hands is going to, you know, fill up your gauge so you can spam Serene Storm. The main thing is just max out strength, and then of course you're going to get Arcane Avenger so that you can also spam your weapons and not just your 4, which is the main damage ability. The secret with the damage ability is that your slide attack does a lot of damage. Your slide attack does a lot of damage. It's very, very useful. Very, very fun. It's exactly what you want in a build, so keep that in mind, folks. I think what you're really talking about is just cruising and bruising. As you can see, this is just having fire damage, condition overload, all that shit. Super, super fun. I don't even know if condition overload works. You might even get rid of condition overload and replace it with something else. Like, I don't even know what you would replace it with, though. You could put in more fire damage, probably, and that would work pretty well. But yeah, you can decide if you want to do that. You could put in Prime Reach, but that doesn't do anything. But yeah, keep that in mind, folks. It's a pretty decent build. But yeah, here we go, folks. We're done. That's Baruch. Let's play some frames. Let's play some frames. It's time. It's 7:56. That was once again 40 minutes, almost on the dot. We were actually a little bit faster, but that was more Warframes in the same amount of time. So we actually did do it faster. Here we go. I'm actually going to be playing on Go-To and not this one. So here we go. Let's find Wisp. And yeah, if there's anybody in the Peanut Gallery who wants to join me, we're about to get started. Let's, you know, if I get a ping in the Discord, we'll get going. Maybe I missed something because my speakers are off. Let's see if I missed something in the Discord. I don't think so. No. Oh yeah, Gyre Augment. Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, so there's Wisp. We're still ranking up the Torrid. We could probably swap this for the Carius. I think is a decent choice. Let's do that. Gonna tab out of that. Yeah, let's look at the Gyre Augment. Let's see who sells it first of all. Let's go here, view offerings. Gyre, nope. Let's see.
Perhaps these will show you the path.
Yeah, there you go. Cathode current. Cathode, eliminating an enemy while Cathode Grace is active will release an additional discharge with 200 and extend its duration by the same. Oh, wait, is that infinite duration? Oh, we're buying that.
An honor.
Should we try and slot that in right now? Oh my god. We're doing live build crafting. We've got 2 more minutes before I could technically start going. Let's see if I can slot this in right now. Where would I even fit it in though? Yeah, this build is just way too tight already. I would have to get rid of Augur's Secrets or something. Yeah, that would probably have to be what I would get rid of. Get rid of Augur's Secrets, but then I don't even have enough points. God, that's a rough build. But hey, man. What I should do is put this in there in that case. Get a little bit lower on the crit chance. But still rock and roll with this one, Cathode Current. So it's essentially infinite. Eliminating an enemy while Cathode Grace. So it's essentially infinite. You keep it active. You keep both abilities active forever. Wait, is that... Are you serious? It said extend its duration. So your both abilities are active forever now with bonus damage. Jesus fucking Christ. And it's going to be at lower strength, so you're only getting 83% crit chance, which is still pretty good, but it's okay. Oh, and I do have a little bit extra points to do this for Power Drift, so you get 170, whatever. It's pretty decent. I do still want to use Archon Stretch. because I do still like using Coil Horizon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get it going. We're out of here. Let's start. It's Wisp time. It's 7:59. We're still kind of ahead of the curve a little bit. Let's go. I guess we're doing Wisp solo. Yeah, I don't see anybody. Yeah, let's do it. All right. So, of course, we're doing level 200 conjunction, as always. Let's do it. So this is Wisp number 1 on the list. Let's do it, folks. We're doing gameplay at the 1 hour mark, as per usual. And we're probably going to be going for about 40 minutes. I think that's usually what it ends up being. It's about 8 minutes to finish everything.
Worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Dude, I gotta tell you, folks, I haven't been playing Warframe at all. And there's only one reason that I haven't been playing Warframe. And it's because of a game called Helldivers 2. And I have been fucking loving that game. That game is so good, dude. Oh my god. It's like a... So Helldivers, the original one, was like an isometric roguelike. But it was like insanely tactical and all about like having... you know, like anti-tank material, like anti-tank munitions. That's fucking stupid. I can't believe I did that. And I did it again. God damn it. Here, let's do it one more time. I don't think I had growing power active either. Let's just put both of them right here. Okay, we're gonna stay here for a little bit. Yeah, so actually this isn't very useful for me. Having bonus fire rate. I should have probably taken better advantage of this, but what I could still use it on is the Torrid, which might be a good choice. Yeah, that is probably a pretty decent choice. There you go, love it. Unfortunately, ability strength doesn't work with her augment, but oh well. Oh, it's just flat damage. Oh, okay, I see. So it's just flat 200%. No, but that's okay because you still want ability strength for crit chance, so that's still pretty good. It's not something I'm really worried about too much. So I guess we're just spamming the Torrid then. We're just bugging the fuck out of it because we're just spamming it so fast. Can I actually hit shit or what? There you go. Okay, we're going to move a little bit further down. We're going to try and get them more in the arena. Yeah, the whole point is when I do it solo, I'm a little bit more strict with it. Whereas like I'm already going to start moving towards the exit like as soon as 5 minutes hits. It doesn't even matter which boss I've killed. I'm going to have to really be good about clearing out the bosses as fast as possible. And that's why I'm going to be using primarily Torrid Incarnon and the Falcor, because it just means I don't have to worry as much about being scared of the boss. Because the Torrid not only works as like a buff, excuse me, what am I saying? It not only works as like an Incarnon, but it also functions really well as just like a normal weapon. Like you can pretty much clear shit out without any trouble. And the thing is, like, what I can do is just use the normal form only. And then run around like crazy just using other shit. I mean, look at all this. Just look at all the status that's getting built up. I don't even have to actually hit anything for it to work properly. And what it means is I can just kind of run around and spam all my abilities, keep my shit active. As you can see, my roar is not active. There's 153 when I'm in that black and white bubble, which is, you know, not going to exist in every scenario, but especially when you're doing the level 200 conjunction, like this is the point where I love getting that power strength buff, because it really shows off what these frames are capable of. Like, it makes it way more fun. I love this mission. It's so much fun. All right, here we go. I mean, it's just too easy, but the thing is, yeah, like you're getting decent damage on everything. Like you as a buff, you're kind of just getting roar and you're getting the fire rate. So as long as you have those two, you're pretty much chilling. So let's just keep this in mind. We're going to cruise pretty swiftly through this. I mean, it's not going to be super crazy, but let's just keep it moving. I mean, you really just need to hit them a little bit better. Like, not necessarily super accurately, but definitely better. All right, here we go. Doing it big, doing it good. Nice, love it, love it. There's a something or other that's just clearing shit out. That's just keeping everything alive. Oh, here's black and white, man. Get the buff. That'll clear everything out way better. There you go. There's a map wipe. I dumped my entire mag in 1 second. Isn't that great, folks? Don't you just love this game? Isn't that why it's the best? Come on, we all know. Fully torqued, ready to go. We're at 4 minutes. But as you can see, like as a buff and support frame, you are using the life support more. Okay, let's do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit him first with Breach Surge. I'm gonna wait till he's in an optimal position. Oh, I'm getting staggered like crazy. Oh, he's actually deleting me for a zillion. Oh my god. Here we go. Click this. And then if I'm a little bit scared, I'm gonna spam the Falcor.
Prepare for sentient fighters.
There you go. There's a good hit. One more good hit. There you go. Perfect. There's a fully charged Torrid. So as long as we get the Acolyte kill, we can kind of move closer to the objective, or I guess where the extraction should be. You know, you never really know where it is, but you can make a pretty good estimate. You know where it isn't, I guess. So there's these guys. So now I'm fully torqued, so I can do this. Clear out one of them. Shoot him. Oh, he's dead also. Look at that. Gorgeous. Dead. Alright, we're out of here. At the 5-minute mark. What time is it? 8:05. Oh, we're going to be right on time. But that's the thing. We're only actually going to play the top 5 because we only really have time to play the top 5. Unless I get it done at like 8:25, and in that case I might do like the top 6 or the top 7, but it always ends up taking a little bit more time. So we're going to do this to move a little bit quicker. And we're out of here. Okay, too easy.
As you
Let's get some water.
The foe, so you conquer yourself.
Oh, dude, 5 new followers. Dude, this is a good stream so far. 245 total views. Dude, shout out TikTok. Hey, we got 12 views on YouTube. This is great to see. All right, that's Wisp. Let's move on. Number 2 on the list. Harrow. Another fun one. Maybe I should choose a more appropriate weapon next time. Something like the Accelitra would be my choice, I would think. Yeah, probably the Accelitra. Let's do it. All right, it's Accelitra plus Icarius. Who doesn't love it? That's number 2 on the list, Harrow. Let's do it. Here we go. I feel like due to Gyre's augment, you're going to change her place. I don't know, because, like, for me, Gyre will still be squishy. Like, unless you're literally map wiping, like, Breach Surge is still pretty good, but, you know, I do think, like, there's a reason that Wisp and Harrow and Styanax are so high on the list, because they're like so criminal. Like the reason that Citrine is so high on the list is because she has a 250% coil horizon. She has the same ability as Gyre, but at way higher range, and so it's just drastically more effective. Like that ability is just, when you get into like the really high range, like you need overextended type range, it's like you're getting numbers that are just so fucking goofy. They're so fun. I just love it. Oh my god, 50 energy like it's nothing. And then here's the build. Cast 1. Wait for it to appear. Get 4,000 shield. Get 4,500 shield. Now you have 120 seconds of this. Now you cast your 4. Now you're getting invincibility. Now you cast your 1 again. You let your 4 build up. You get 16,000 damage. You get 19,000 damage. But that's the thing. You are a walking destructive monster. 50% crit chance. And here we go, folks. And here we go. This is how you play the game. You turn everything into dust. And you get this fucking goofy ass kill cam. Like the most goofy kill log you've ever seen. It's just right on the right side. It just spams upward. And then everything dies. And then the only time you're actually slowing down your DPS is when there's no enemies around you. 2,000, 5,000, 7,000. I literally get 50% crit chance from like 1,000 damage. So it just doesn't matter. If you're ever scared, you cast your 1. It'll be active for a few seconds. You cast it again. And you just go wild. You can actually delete your 1 sooner rather than later, and it'll still do a decent amount of armor strip, so absolutely keep that in mind. It is pretty low on the range, but as you can see, every enemy that gets this wispy little bubble above their head is going to get armor pulled away from them, so you can see most of these enemies are affected by it. My 3 has gone away, so I'm going to get 50 energy like it's nothing, 47 energy, criminal. My shields are getting a little high, but my second ability is getting a little low. So I'm going to do the secret strat. I'm going to cast 4. And then while that 4 is active and I have infinite and I'm invincible, I'm going to cast 2. I'm going to get all that max duration. And then I'm going to cast 1 to get all those shields back. So you can see that I'm taking advantage of the invincibility to get all my shields back and guarantee that I'll be at max shields all the time, because it means that in the event that you don't have insane amounts of shields, you're still going to be able to get a lot of duration, which is, by a lot, I mean the max duration, which is 120 seconds, which is pretty much all you need. I think that's just the max duration possible in the game. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, you're seeing the main thing is like the Accelitra loves having insane amounts of both fire rate and also crit chance. So keeping your 4th ability and your 2nd ability active at all times, you're essentially functioning a little bit like a better version of Gauss, because of course Gauss does not have the crit chance, but Gauss has crit chance in other ways, but this guy does not have the infinite energy. So he's not the same as Gauss, but he still functions pretty well, and he's still going to kind of rock and roll. So you don't really need to worry too much about being afraid of running around with Harrow. What I do notice is that even though he has infinite energy, he doesn't really work too well in situations like Netracells, where you're going to go up against a rogue Necromech. And what I'm going to talk about in future videos is I think the Netracell is a great new baseline for like how difficult the game can be. Like doing a solo Netracell is a great test of like how strong are your infinite energy Warframes. Like if you talk about frames like Garuda, for me there's only 4 frames that I will ever use. I've got Garuda, Grendel, Hildryn, and Lavos. All of those have infinite energy in some way, some of them in different ways than other. Like Grendel's infinite energy is definitely different from something like Hildryn or Lavos, but they still have infinite energy. But the main thing is like you need absurd amounts of damage output, because you're rocking face first into a Necromech. Like there will be many situations where you are just swamped, and then suddenly there's a Necromech in front of your face, and you're like, oh shit, now it's time to go big boy mode. I'm glad that there aren't Acolyte spawns, because if Acolytes spawned in that mission, it would be way too fucking scary. Like, that shit would be absurd. Here we go. Let's keep moving. And that's why it's like, I'm glad that the Archon hunts are also like that, where it's like, yes, it's going to be difficult and have all the same Steel Path modifiers, but you're not worried about Malice showing up and fucking bubbling one of your teammates and then just insta-killing them. Like, but that's why the different difficulty mechanic is the whole, like, oh, your revives are affected, like you're going to be stressed out. And I want to make more videos talking about how I think Netracells and Archon hunts should be someone's other metric for like what is difficult in this game. Like not necessarily doing a solo Archon hunt, but still like even if you're in a good squad in an interception, like if you're just doing public missions, you might still be a little bit scared of doing an Archon hunt. Like there will definitely be times where an Archon hunt will be scary. And of course, if you're using the Rhino nuke build on the actual Archon showdown, it's not going to be super scary, but you're still a little bit worried about other shit. Like it's not going to be 100% guaranteed. You know, any type of interception or defense is going to be a little bit scary for you. I got to tell you that right now. I'm going to clear these guys out. We're at 812. We're definitely moving a little bit slow. Clear this guy out. Clear this guy out. Yeah, that's a good amount of DPS. Love that. Of course, that's the fail, but I don't really care. He's dead. All right, I'm out of here. All right, keep it moving at full speed. Full speed ahead. We are at 112. So actually, we're doing pretty good on time. You know, first run was about 5-6 minutes. Second run is about 5-6 minutes. So as long as we keep this pace, I think it'll be pretty good. I might have time for one extra Warframe. You might get the top 6 Warframes. You might get lucky, folks. You never know. You never know. Here we go. All right, keep it moving. All right, and there's the exit. Cruising. That was number 2 on the list, Harrow.
Well.
Next up is number 3 on the list, Styanax. Let's do it. Mesmer skin be built different, dude. Absolutely. Oh, maybe I should have put... No. Mesmer skin is too weird to put as a support. Mesmer skin is way too weird. I think Mesmer skin is fucking insanely broken. It's so good. It's so... Oh my god. Shout out Daniel. Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. Let's keep it moving. Number 3 on the list, Styanax. Using him again. He's so much fun. He is a little bit stressful, but he is exactly what you want in a Warframe. I also use his augment for it to protect my team. Yeah, that's why I think he would be a support. But Mesmer Skin is just way too weird. Like, it functions so strangely that I'm always like, what the fuck? Like, it's so criminal. Mesmer Skin is so strong. Oh, maybe this was a bad choice? No, I think it's fine. I think it'll still be okay. We can keep using the Excellitra. Whatever, dude. I'm going to need a little bit of bonus energy just to start off with. We want to definitely be in the black and white bubble. And then, of course, we're just going to cast 3 for 45 seconds, and we're going to get a lot of energy. A lot of energy. Now, the other thing to keep in mind with Styanax is you've got 2 things to keep active. Holy shit, dude. I'm running at 120 right now. 2 things to keep active. Spam your 4. Yeah, everything's still running. Oh. What FPS are we running? No, we're still running at 30. No, we're good. We're good. We're cruising. Yeah, I had to bring the TikTok FPS down, but it means that I'm actually running at like 115 right now on the FPS. I only have 8,000 overguard. This kind of sucks, but dude, I love how buttery this is at 120. I need a better GPU, like, right now. I've been thinking about just slotting in that GPU right now. But yeah, I still have shit to do today. I might think about doing it tomorrow or something, but you know, whatever, man. Alright, here we go. Come over here, do this. And now that we're in the actual bubble, now we should be good to go. So all I'm going to do is keep my shields active. We got 15,000 on the overguard, so we're pretty much cruising from here on out. We can just spam my 4. We want to be at 30,000 overguard, but all you're talking about is you're really just spamming your 4 constantly. That's pretty much it. Alright, here we go. Too easy. So as you can see, we're over DPSing our overguard, so we're getting way more overguard than we're being shot. Are you doing like frame reviews? Yeah. Today's episode is all about buff and support Warframes. So part of why Styanax is number 3 on the list, part of why he's so high is because the only buff that he actually gets is his base crit chance buff from his passive. But as an all-arounder, he's so strong. Like, he's so good for everything. He's also a support because he also gives a lot of overguard to your teammates. So that's part of why Styanax is so good, is that you're going to have 50,000 overguard given to all your teammates. That's a lot of overguard. You're going even higher. You're going to 55,000. But all you're really talking about is you're pretty much just constantly spamming your 4, which just kind of sucks. It's a little bit boring, but he's still really strong, so that's why I want to put him so high on the list. Oh, I guess I can't recast that. Oh, that kind of sucks. Styanax I thought was going to be a trash frame because it was free. Dude, why would they ever make a trash frame? That's something that kind of sucks. Is like, yeah, Inaros does kind of suck. He's a little bit old school, but every new frame for me has always been a banger. Like, they always just hit so well. Oh, now the FPS is dropping. Now we're at 87. But yeah, like, I think all the new frames, I think that's what kind of sucks, is that all the new frames are gated behind being really high level and completing the new war. But that's why I think Kullervo is such a great choice for everyone, because you can get him really early on. All you have to do is play Deviri, which is a little bit of a side content, like different game mode, but it's still really fun. And it's not that difficult. Isn't Inaros getting a rework? Yeah. Yeah, he's getting a rework with Dante Unborn. And so the important thing that I want to get into, folks, is one of the first Warframe builds. I'm going to be doing 10-minute Warframe builds. One of the first one that I'm going to be doing is both Dante and Inaros rework. So stay tuned for that. Definitely subscribe on YouTube, because what you're going to get is these 10-minute Warframe videos where I'm going to be reviewing the Warframe, but then the back half I'm just going to be describing how to play the Warframe. So I want to do some different styles of content where I get to talk a little bit about, I want to do like more 10-minute long videos where you know, I can get a little bit more watch time going. But the main thing is, like, I want these videos to kind of show you, like, okay, here's what it's like to play the frame. I want to be a little bit restrictive, but the main thing is you still need to talk about a lot of shit. I will say, dude, I'm getting a fucking headache from these glasses. I don't know what it is. Oh, we're only at 4 minutes. Oh, Jesus. This is going to strip his armor. That's good. And he's down. That's good. Okay. Okay, hang on one sec. Here we go. Oh, I'm losing all my buffs. Here we go. So yeah, you're getting the free energy regen. That's really nice. You want to keep the armor strip active.
Look out for troopers.
And then, of course, as you can see, I'm at 28,000 overguard. So you definitely lose it pretty quick. It does kind of suck in that regard, but you can definitely survive. It's not something that I'm super scared all the time about. I'm not even worried about losing the life support. Like, I can just run around and pick up all the shit that I missed from last time. So absolutely keep that in mind. I'm going to spam this so I can stay in the air above him. And then I'm probably maybe going to hit the javelin. No, he's dead. He's dead. He's good. All right, we're almost out of here. I used to be an Ember main way back in the day before the first overhaul. Yeah, no, Ember is insanely good. She is pretty low as a DPS, but that's just because the DPS class is just fucking broken beyond belief. Like, the true strongest DPS frames are like absolute juggernauts and are just so scary. But they're like exactly what you want in a DPS frame. Just like way too criminal. They deal so much damage. Oh, I need to cap this dude real quick. He's dead. This guy is next. I can smell his death on the horizon. I'm waiting for it, dude. I'm waiting for it. He's coming. I can feel his end. Down. Down for the count. He's done for. Popping him real quick. Oh, it's not even targeting him. There you go. Too easy. Okay, any drops? No, we're good. All right, we're out of here. That's 5 minutes. We're at 120. We're slowing down a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely slowing down because that's only number 3 and we're at 20 minutes. So we'll probably end up about the same time. Let's keep it moving. It is catching up with me, folks. The time is catching up with me. Damage frames belong in a nuclear reactor. Dude, yeah, Daniel said it best. Daniel's just dropping bombs. He's just dropping bombs in the chat right now. It's too good to see. I didn't yeet myself off the edge. Good. I love it. Okay, that's number 3 on the list. Number 4. Next up, we're talking about Citrine. Citrine is so much fun. I'm excited to get into it. Citrine is one of my faves. Citrine is bae. That's what I gotta say. Dude. I got this giant bag of gummy worms for the store. Just because, like, whenever I'm Oh, King says Citrine is bad. Lol. Good one. Citrine is bad. Lol. That's a gamer moment. Anyway, let's not even talk about the build. Let's just get into it. Can't wait to play Warframe with you at some point. Daniel, yeah, did you join the Discord? Yeah, because if you're in the Discord, you just drop a chat in the Discord, and then you can join me whenever we play. Yeah, we can definitely do in the future. No, Citrine is my fave. Citrine is the best. Maybe this is a bad choice. Maybe I should have chosen a different... Oh, but I could probably use a Carius pretty well. That would probably be a good choice. Let's do that. Okay, here we go.
Must be practiced to truly
so we'll do that, I think.
War.
All right, here we go. All right, let's do it. Oh, but Citrine is really fun, and I'll show you why. Citrine is really fun, and here's why. 10 reasons why Citrine is really fun. See, this is where I really start to lose it, like way later in the stream, like at the hour plus mark. Here we go. Let's get the bubble a little bit closer so I can keep this buff active. Let's do this. Oh, I did blow myself up. Fuck. Oh, he stole my guns. He stole my guns and I'm gonna die. He stole my guns and I'm gonna die. Cast that. Do that. Cast my 2. And then hit this. So the basic gist of it is like your 1 is going to give everybody this slash damage buff that's going to make them drop like health orbs and energy orbs. So you're going to want to keep that active at all times on all enemies. But watch this. Group them all into the air and then just shoot them and they're all dead. Like insanely criminal. So fucking easy. And like that buff, look at this, I'm already at 7.8. So you can gauge how many enemies you kill based on how many health orbs, because you're like almost guaranteed to get a health orb. I think so, but I got a schedule so I can't play during the week. Oh yeah, no, I feel it. No, that's what I always say. It's like we have somebody, I forgot his name. I forgot who he is on the different platforms. I think it's Mr. Drywall on TikTok. He just drops it in the Discord when he can play, and then yeah, we all just join in and hang out. And like he's always like, right now he needs to work on Nightwave, so it's like Nightwave is one of the main things that like we're all working on that we can all kind of like do together, and it's a really fun that we can all something that we can all do even when I'm off camera. Like I will say right now I'm really obsessed with Helldivers. and I want to get to level 20 and like get all the good gear and like be ready to play so that I can actually play all the hard shit. But for now, I'm having a blast. I'm having a great time. I want to like upgrade everything and have all the good modules and shit so that I can actually move further in the game and have really decent stats, because there's a lot of shit to farm and it will take a long time to farm all of it, so you do absolutely have to keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, you guys can see what I'm rocking right now. There's 12.5 on the health regen. Just keep it cruising. I mean, you've got the 95% damage reduction, or excuse me, 90% damage reduction. The damage reduction doesn't also give you stagger protection, which does suck a little bit. Looks like Black and White Man is moving, so he's moving up where? Over here? Is he going to jump down here? Yeah, I guess I'm moving down here now. As someone who doesn't have a lot of hours in this game, this looks insane. Dude, I appreciate you saying it. No, this is like easy mode for me. Like, literally, Steel Path Conjunction Survival at level 200, it's like the easiest thing I do all day. Like, at this point, yeah, there's like way harder shit. Like, doing Netracells where you have to have like an infinite energy frame and you're like trying to play the new weapons and shit. It gets a little stressful at times, but no, it's so much fun. Because the reason that this game mode is so easy is because you have Falcor. And so with the Falcor, you can pretty much just delete everything. Oh, these guys are fucking tanky. Jesus Christ. Yeah, look at these numbers, dude. Look at these numbers. My fucking voice is cracking because I'm just rocking and rolling too much. We're at the 25-minute mark, and we've still got a long ways to go on Citrine. But yeah, oh my god, excuse me, another voice crack. I think I will call it. I would rather do 5 Warframes faster than do 6 Warframes and take a little bit longer. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna get going with really basic shit. Like I'm just gonna give you the top 5 and that's it. And I hope you guys are okay with that, because it is the important thing is like there's a reason I've chosen the top 5 as they are, because they offer a lot of different variety. Like as you can see, Citrine's buff is so simple. Wait, they hate your boy says easy mode. He says, I'm kind of a clown for that. I say that all the time. Like I'm constantly being like, oh, this shit's easy mode. This shit's too much fun. Like I'm always talking a big game and doing shit like that because it's fun. Like this game is so much fun. It's like it's such a good god complex game. Like once you're like kitted out and you have everything, it's like the game isn't that difficult. Like getting access to a glaive is like an absolute game changer and really trivializes a lot of the game. And there are like specific weapons and builds that you can apply that are like guaranteed to like trivialize a lot of the game that you have to play. This guy is scary. This guy is a battlist. But I'm still okay. I haven't even casted Coil Horizon once. There's a Coil Horizon. There you go. There's a deletion. Deletion. Incredible deletion. Okay, we're at 4 Warframes reviewed. We've got 1 more left to play. We're at 16, so the maximum health per second is 25. So as you can see, like this, she's really incentivizing you to go for a long time, to really go for the gold, as it were. I'm trying to keep this guy pressured. I need to swap to Accelitra real quick. Keep that inactive. Keep that going full speed. Do this. Jesus Christ. There you go. Too easy. Okay. We're out of here. Alright. That's it. I'm moving. I'm moving on up. I'm done. We killed all the bosses. We're at 8:20, 8:30. We're almost done. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of shit. Orb thing that makes all bullets attract to them. Oh, interesting. Oh, I think you're talking about the... Wait, what? Oh, and Zada's Whisper. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Oh, Daniel was saying something else. Wait, my thing with Revenant is I used and spread my Mesmer skin to everyone and Zada Whisper to make that orb thing that makes all bullets attract to them. Oh, dude, no, that sounds like a great build. I just back into it and I'm enjoying it. Just really don't know how to get stronger. I think the main thing is like you kind of have to know which weapon you're building. Like choosing a primary weapon that's like a crit primary will make your life easier because you'll have access to hunter munitions, which is really nice. Daniel Reyes says, and the last thing I use Burst and Prime Incarnate. Dude, Burst and Incarnate is so fucking criminal. Burst and Incarnate is so good. But yeah, we're going to close it out. We're almost done here. We got one more frame to do, which is Grendel. Grendel is so much fun. Grendel, or as I like to say, and as everyone should say, Grundle. The Grundle, of course. The Grundle of Warframe. We've got Grendel. Let's do it. Maybe for him, a better choice would be... maybe something like... Oh, goodness. No, I think Excellitra is a good choice. Because Excellitra is kind of a lower damage crit primary. But what it means is that when you stack a fuck ton of damage on top of that, you're going to basically delete everything. So let's just get right into it. I think this is going to be really exciting. Let's just do it. Dude, I want to say shout out TikTok. We've got 6 new followers and 300 total views, 297 and 1,200 likes. We're about to close it out very soon, so this is the last Warframe. So I appreciate the guys who stay tuned. If you're still here at the end and you're curious to see more, I really appreciate go to my YouTube, subscribe if you could. I mean, it's always nice. The thing is, if you go to YouTube, you'll get all the past videos, and like this past year, like a lot of the January through February videos have been absolute bangers. Like you'll get the DPS video. That's a classic. That one has like 2,400 views now. It's a really, really solid video. It's exactly like this one. It's very cut and dry. It's, you know, it's not scripted, but it's heavily, like, my goal is to make it heavily produced because I'm realizing now that, like, if I want to do these, like, combo where it's like a stream and a video, I have to be so efficient. I have to be really, really straightforward about what I'm doing so that I can do a tier list and a build video and a test video all in one, so you get everything. So that you can get a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about support Warframes, everything you need to know about DPS Warframes, and the basic gist is like there's a lot of content in this game, and it's important for me to help categorize it for you so that you have a better idea of what's going on. And there's going to be some stragglers, like the last couple tier lists are going to be like Exalted Warframes and Invisibility Warframes because there's just not a lot of them, and it's hard to do a double tier. Like it's hard to do them as separate tier lists because there's just not a lot of content there. So Daniel Reyes says, I got that rank 5 primary deadhead, so that 50% headshot damage. Oh my god, 50% headshot damage. No, seriously, dude. The Zada's Whisper plus primary deadhead combo is like so criminal. I've seen a lot of people using it, and I think it's a genius build. But for me, I'm always more about just being the brainless dude who's just running around like a fucking madman. Just not even aiming at anything, just literally clearing out everything. Just not thinking, not feeling, looking at the red dots on the map and just killing everything. But dude, like, after this, there's only one thing I'm doing. There's only one thing that I'm playing, and that is, of course, I'm playing Helldivers 2. I think you guys all should check it out. It is definitely best game of 2024 so far, like, by a large margin. Like, there's not going to be another one, I think. There shouldn't, unless, like, I'm not going to count Elden Ring DLC, but that's going to be the other one. If that even comes out in 2024, it's probably going to be a 2025 release, honestly, is what I'm thinking. If that, it might even be 26, because they might be pushing it out, because they know that, like, Elden Ring is actually still doing really well. Like, it's still a really poppin' game. Like, the Elden Ring PvP community is still really, really fire and really awesome, and I think you guys should check it out as well. So, definitely check out Helldivers. It's my most beloved game of 2024. I'm gonna be 100%ing it. I'm gonna be doing everything. I want to beat the Helldive mode. I want to see what it's like and like have the perfect build and do all that shit. I've been thinking about rocking like the railgun and the grenade launcher or some combo like that, like something insanely juicy. But the thing is, like, if you're going into Helldive, you're not really going to be actually beating all the side objectives. You're just going to be doing the main objective and then leaving, because it's just way too scary at that point. And that's what I realized. It's like the main reason that you do the harder game modes is so you get way more medals. And so it's like in that case, you don't need to complete all the objectives. You just need to complete the main objective, and then that's how you get the medal. So it's like you could still technically do a solo extreme, but all you're doing is just getting it for the metal, and then you'll get a fuck ton of metals, and then you'll be chilling. And then that's how you can like farm out like all the best support shit. Like all that stuff is going to be way simpler. Wait. They better make that DLC long and good. No, well said. No, I don't know if they're going to do 2 DLCs. They might end up doing 2. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But it seems like it's just going to be 1, and it's going to be kind of like this is what really happens after the Erd Tree ending. Like, this is kind of the true ending or something like that. Like, or this is some alternate future. Like, maybe they tell some side story where you go down this alternate path, and maybe it has something to do with Melina. I hope it has something to do with Melina, because I want more lore about her. I think she's very mysterious. I want shit about the Glowmide Queen. I want you to drop it on me. I want the lore. I want more cool weapons. I want more faith weapons. We need more Dex faith weapons. So if there aren't a lot of Dex faith weapons, I'm going to be pissed off. Keep that in mind, folks. Absolutely keep that in mind. Here we go. Let's do it. We've got a Conculus. I don't really give a fuck about a Conculus. Keep Roar active. This is the last Warframe, so we're actually closing out the stream after this. So appreciate everybody for stopping by. I hope it was a good one. Hope you enjoyed. I hope the audio was okay. I finally stabilized out the sample rate, so it actually sounds okay. And he's dead in one shot. And we're at 448, so we've got one last boss to clear out, and then we're good to go. So all I'm going to do is keep all the enemies in my belly. As you can see, I'm doing a fuck ton of damage to them, so it's kind of a little bit rough. Okay, they're all spawning in now. What I want to do is be far enough away that I'm getting the explosive hit off on them, so keep that in mind. There you go. There's one down. Can I kill the other one as well? There you go. He's down as well. He's down, and he's down. And we're out of here, folks. Look at that speedrun mode. Okay, let's go. Too easy. I mean, yeah, it's like, do you love it or what? And that's what I've been thinking. It's like, when I do a Warframe build, I might as well just have 5 minutes of me just doing this, where I literally just have 5 minutes of a test, and then I can kind of cut it at some point, or like, I don't really want to cut it, but I might end up speeding it up and like muting a little bit, and like muting the audio track while I do the video and all that shit. So we'll definitely keep that in mind for certain sections. But yeah, let's just get out of here and move on. I think what I might do... What are the 5 Warframes, by the way? Okay, yeah. So they hate your boy. Real quick, here we go. Number 1 on the list is Wisp with a triple buff. Number 2 on the list is Harrow with a double buff. Number 3 on the list is Styanax with a single. Number 4 on the list is Citrine with a single buff. And number 5 on the list is Grendel with a triple buff. So there you go. There's the top 5. Run, then use your 4th. You'll go zoom. Oh, yeah. No, I feel it. Dude, okay, we're done. We're out of here, folks. I really appreciate it. I'm going to close out the YouTube chat real quick. We get to claim some rewards. Oh, I'm so close now to the Umbra Forma. That's all I want is the Umbra Forma. All right, here we go, folks. I'm done. YouTube, you guys were great. We had 12 total views, and we had 1 concurrent viewer here at the end. So shout out. You guys were great. We're done here. Take care, folks. Bye-bye. I'm done.